Okay, hello friends, this is Yusuf here. Welcome to part 7 of our HTML crash course. In fact, it's going to be our last part of our HTML tutorial. Okay, so in this video, we're going to learn about semantic tags. So as we have seen in the last video, so let's see from when they move from HTML4 to HTML5. So they have introduced some new tags, okay, called as semantic tags. So before HTML5, okay, we had only one tag called a div tag. So using that tag, we usually create the sections of the document. Okay, so be it like main content or a small portion, we usually use a div tag. So in HTML5, they have introduced a hell lot of new tags. These are the tags. Okay, so what is the purpose of these tags? Okay, is there any special functionality to these tags? I would say no, but these tags helps you to organize the code so that it improves the code readability, and also it improves the search engine optimization. Okay, so which means when you design a website using these semantic tags, then if somebody searches on something on Google, so there is a more possibility that your website will hit. Okay, because the algorithm will search for the specific sections of the document to search for the content. Okay, anyway, so let's quickly go through the tags. Like we have header for headers, footer for footer, main is for main content of the document. Okay, nav is for to define the navigation section, and the section is something like a part of your website. Okay, and article, if you have some kind of blog post, you can have a article 1 2 3 okay, and then aside is something like a sidebar content. Okay, and the details have a specific auto hide function, which we'll see it in a demo shortly. And div is a traditional element which will define a section of a document again. Okay, span is actually again a portion, but the difference between div and span is the span is inline. Okay, so if you're still confused what is blocked and inline elements, we'll also see that in the demo. Okay, just a quick difference here. So if you want to design a website that has a header, footer, sidebar, and then some kind of content, okay, so this is how we will be doing it in HTML4. Okay, so everything will be a div tag, as you can see, and we'll be having an ID and class to differentiate all those things. But in HTML5, after these new tags has been introduced, we usually use those tags for the sections. Okay, like header, nav, main, footer, and so on. So that is the whole purpose of the semantic tags. No need to go further into it. Okay, when we design our websites, we will use these tags. Okay, now let's quickly see some demo. So demo is not going to be on the semantic tags, but it's going to be on the details tag and the blog and inline tags. Okay. Okay, so here is this blank page which I have opened. Okay, let me quickly do something. I'm going to have a paragraph tag and say that put some content on it. Okay, name, email, something like this. Maybe I have a phone number. Okay, assume this is my contact information. Okay, so if you save and see it in the browser, you will see the same thing. Okay, but what we're going to do now, we're going to introduce that details tag. Okay, and we're going to put everything inside the details tag. With this change, you see it gives you a simple kind of an arrow mark with the details on it, and if you click that, you get the details auto hide functionality, I could say. Okay, so this is the purpose of details tag. And one last thing, if you want to change this text details, okay, what we can do, so we can have a summary tag, and I can put something like contact detail, okay, whatever you want, and save it. Then the heading of the details will change. Okay, and then you can have the same functionality. So that is something which I want to share, because we are not using any CSS, but it comes automatically from HTML. Okay, now let's talk about blocked and inline elements. So I'm going to have one paragraph tag. Okay, let's have para1, para2. Okay, and here I'm going to have a strong tag. Okay, this is strong, and one emphasis tag. This is italics. Save, refresh. Okay, so the first difference what you might be seeing here is the paragraph tags are coming next line, but the strong and emphasis tag is coming on the same line. Okay, so if you want to look into closer look into that. Okay, as you can see, the para tag, even though the content is very small, it takes the whole width of the document. Okay, you can see para 1 and para 2, but when it comes to the strong and emphasis tag, it takes only the width that for the content that is needed. Okay, so which means if I just go and then type something extra, save, then it will get extended, but only to the content of that particular tag. Okay, so that's the main difference between block and inline elements. Okay, so like that we have different elements that will be blocked and inline. Okay, so we'll use it based on our necessary. Now then, say for example, if it is a blocked element, I want to bring this element somewhere else in the document, then we will use CSS for that. So just to give you a quick heads up on that, so let's have a style tag, and I'm going to have a class called center. Okay, and I'm going to apply that into the para 1. Okay, so class equals to center. So first thing what I'm going to do is to have a width property, maybe 300 pixel, save, refresh. As you can see, there is nothing changes, but if you go to the para 1, as you can see, the width is now reduced. Okay, so here it is a full width, the blue line, and here is the reduced width, 300 pixel. Now if you have a margin, I say 50 pixel top and bottom, and left and right is auto. Okay, which means the element will be moved. Okay, as you can see, there is a margin top and bottom, and left and right is auto, which means based on the width of the browser, it will adjust accordingly. Okay, fine. Now as you can see, the text para 1 is inside the 300 pixel width, but it is still not centered. Okay, it is still on the left hand side. So what I can do for that, have a text align property, which means within that width, whatever the text we have, it will be centered. Okay, as you can see, now the para 1 is now centered. So that's how we play with the blocked elements using CSS to move here and there, however you want. Okay, so that's a quick introduction. Okay, anyway, so this is the end of this lecture. We'll just learn about the semantic videos, and then semantic tags and some details tag. Okay, so yeah, so if you have watched the videos from 1 to 7, by now you should know the HTML complete basics and all the tags which is needed to build our own website. Okay, so on this journey, the next couple of videos what we're going to make is from the CSS. So the cascading style sheets is one of the biggest topic and then interesting one. So we'll have a lot of exercises, and then yeah, learn about more cool stuff. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. So please share it with your friends if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, this is Yusuf signing off. Thanks for watching.